what a great place. I mean, I think obviously I've known for a while what a great place Richmond is, but to finally get to see it firsthand and up close and in person, and not just from a competitor's standpoint, but great place, great people, and really excited to be here.
You have seen the University of Richmond, but you saw it in a yellow and gold uniform.
Sure.
Talk about your William & Mary background and your games with the University of Richmond.
Well, yeah, obviously I did go to school at William & Mary and played football there for them, so I'm very, very familiar with the rivalry, and it was always a big deal as a player there at William & Mary. It was very competitive. I think it was pretty much a 500. They would win 1 year, we would win 1 year. So I know the nature of it. I know the dislike for each other, but I also know the respect for each other, and I look forward to being on this end of it.
Briefly take us through your coaching career and how you arrived at the University of Richmond.
Yeah, I don't know if there is a brief way to go through it. I've been coaching about 16 years now, and I've had coaching stops on every level from high school to the major college football level. Pretty fortunate chain of events happened to me here recently, where I was actually coaching at Christopher Newport University back in 2011 for Matt Kelchner, who obviously is a good friend of Coach Huseman, and then I had some ties with Coach Huseman based on the fact that I played for him my true freshman year at William & Mary. He had a job open, and I was fortunate enough to get that job offered to me, and went to Chattanooga as a safeties coach, and then got promoted after my first year to defensive coordinator, and then obviously that landed me here in Richmond.
At Chattanooga, you had some league-leading defenses. What made moccasin defenses so good?
We had good players. I think any coach, will tell you good players make good coaches. I think we work really hard, as a coaching staff, and try to do the best we can for those guys. But the bottom line is, it comes down to having good players that are bought into what you're doing, and and then you're able to have some success that way.
The one thing I remember about Coach Huseman defenses from his first stay here is rushing the quarterback. The
right.
Defensive ends, there's a premium on getting to the quarterback and sacking him.
Yeah, I mean, you said it. There's nothing really more for me to add. During my time at Chattanooga, that was the marquee highlight position. We had, conference defensive players of the year, All-Americans, and draft picks at that position. So as a defensive coordinator, anytime you got guys up front that can get the quarterback, it makes your job easier. It makes the secondary's job easier, and hopefully we can get to a point where we're doing that here at Richmond.
Tell me about the transition from one school to the next. You were the defensive coordinator at UT Chattanooga. You come here. Tell me about the process of getting a team on the field and running what you guys run.
Yeah, it'll be a little bit interesting. I've been through similar situations before where you're putting in new schemes and teaching new techniques and new terminology. I think what I've noticed so far about the guys here at Richmond is that number one, they're intelligent guys. Number two, they want to be good, so they're going to buy in to what's going on, and I think that's a great start for any program. And when you have players that kind of take that mold, I think you have a chance. We also have some new coaches on staff. Coach Legg obviously worked under Russ for back in the day when Russ was at Richmond before. But again, the defense has changed a little bit, and he's been in a different scheme now for a lot of years. We got a new linebackers coach. So I think the biggest thing for us, for myself and Coach Bailey and Coach West, who have all been in this scheme at least a year, is to remember, slow it down. Don't try to get too far ahead of ourselves. Make sure we're teaching fundamentals. Make sure we start with the basics. I think it's real easy to get caught up on scheme and trying to do too much. And I think let's make sure we're sound and we get good at what we can get good at before we move on to the next thing.
Welcome to the University of Richmond.
All right, thanks. Glad to be here.